Appreciate it. Appreciate all. Oh, we got Slim Cookie. That probably Slim Cookie. Yeah, he done lost that weight. Gluten-free cookie. And tell K-Trail, that's Kayla. Alicia, Bruce, Shalom. I appreciate everybody. We certainly appreciate everybody. Gang, appreciate everybody. All those that listen in, support all you do. Appreciate those that press their way to help make up this Tula doll. Alicia sounds too stinking cute. I didn't make me. Alahym made me. And I didn't make me, y'all. I ain't responsible for this. What happened? I'm gonna need that check. Friends, I'm gonna need that check. I'm gonna need that check. I didn't know. Anybody ever called their pastor ugly before? How many of y'all you feel like you to call your pastor? Man, you ugly. You was just disintegrated right there. How many of y'all feeling? Go on disintegrate, put that at best. Go on put that check up there. That's what I'm talking about. So got that down. Robert, appreciate Robert. He's still up over there in Ghana. We appreciate them. It's about 10:30 over there. Bill, appreciate being here. Alahym, Mr. Yahudah, we appreciate you, Bill. Chantel, appreciate him. Alicia, see, she said, okay, Jahid. Ain't she talking to nobody? Alicia. She not talking to nobody. And I probably a typo. Anyway, we appreciate Mr. Yahudah. So we appreciate Mr. Yahudah and all that he does, all he's done, all he is doing. Sparing our Kai, grant us opportunity to come and be able to hit at the bar and make sure we get this thing right. It's always a constant consideration. Don't want to die wrong. Want to die right. Don't want to die. If you got to do it, might as well do it right. That's right. How many of y'all want to die? You want to die? How you want to? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to die. I want to get to him, but I'm trying not to. I got to do it, so I got to do it. I want to make sure I do it right. Isn't that right? Don't make sense to die wrong, so you want to die right. The only way to die right is go and look at what he prescribed for us and make sure that's what we're doing. Can't afford to get this thing wrong. Always, my prayer night and day is for us to get it right. Not only, the way of y'all, but just all those out there that seek it. Always considering the scattered and the dispersed, because when you look at all the storms, everything that's going on, just know that some of our people are going through it too. And certainly, although they don't know us, it's just tube to know it's somebody allowing for you. Just know you ain't out there by yourself, In the book of Alahym, it says, yet I'll walk through the valley of the shadow of Muads. He said, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and the staff. So they comfort me, because they know if people being chastised, I know you're still there. For us, we get chastised, I'm pulling out. Yeah, preacher got on me and buried me in front, I'm finna leave. He said, that's how he knew he was with him. He said, the rod and the staff. And that Yasar, he said, that's how I know it. Yasar, Y-A-S-A-R. Y'all write down that for chastise. Y-A-S-A-R. Yasar. I'm like, Yasar. Yeah, that's how you know he chastises. So his chastises, that's how I know he's still a hardman. Isn't that right? And he keeping us in the midst of all the things that are going on with the job losses and businesses shutting down and food shortages and pest and disease. He still got us going. Isn't that right? In the midst of it, so it might not look a small thing to you, but you go ask some of these people that are broken down with it, they'll tell you that's a big thing. Because a lot of people don't have what we're having right now. Definitely appreciate him and want to be that, we want to be that spark that allow other people to see him. That's something I definitely want to consider. We want our Kai, our life, to demonstrate something that people can see and people acknowledging. I know a lot of time people, no doubt, want to do it. It's just they want to be seen in their kaboom. But a lot of time for Alahym to be seen, it might be in your shame. That's just being honest. Think about it. Yahushua was him, right? Yeah, we'll look at it and see how it works. We'll look at this. Let's show them what screen we're using. We're using we can use the Beth HaMashiach. I'm trying not to be too long before y'all. Most High willing, so I can try to deal with them. What's outside? Come on, Gary, you come in here. Who you sitting out there with? Somebody sitting out there with you? Who? Uncle Josh. Josh ain't even him. Where Josh at? Now you called it right. What you say? Oh, you want, yeah, come on in here so we can sit you in here. Uncle Josh. Uncle Josh sat in here too. That way he cut his whole numbers down. Isn't that right? Man got so many holes. Isn't that right? Shouldn't be none left out there. No. We like to mess with Josh though. He's good out, Key. We appreciate him. Isn't that right? Appreciate all of y'all, you know.
Yes, sir.
I just want us to make sure we doing what the man want when he come back here. Listen to this. This is listen.
For whatever Nikata before.
This is 15 and 40. We're using the Beth HaMashiach is the program we're using. Is it possible to put a link up there for them so people can see how to use whatever we're using? I know if I was at home, I probably wouldn't know because they might be spelling it one way and they spell it a little different. So that people can, you know, click onto it, they can see. We definitely want to make sure those out there, you can get it. So Yahudah see fit to place them somewhere under a raw, definitely shepherd them. We want to make sure everybody get what they need. A lot of people don't think a whole lot about it, but you could be out there lost and wondering too. There's a lot of places you can join, I'll be honest with you now. But everybody ain't going to treat you right.
Yeah.
Everybody not going to care about your estate. That's just being honest. People don't realize this. Make no mistake, I would never tell them about we the only one. You going out there and searching, you find them people, and see if they're going to be genuine, they're going to be straight with you. See if you fall down, they go in your pocket. See if them people help you get up or they leave you down there and tell you to pray. People don't realize y'all are part of something where you don't just get tossed and thrown to the side and forgotten about. A lot of people can't say that. I'm telling you, when you out there, you on your own. This in them churches. I've been member 3 of them churches. I can tell you right now. Well, I would have got some from the Baptist church I was at called related to the pastor, but that wasn't going to go for so long. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks don't. I say that now for him to be a Baptist preacher. He definitely spent money helping people. I guess that's in the Smith nature. We'll do that. We just want them people, you don't want to cross us and burn us. We don't mind helping people, just don't burn us. We don't take it too well. We don't take real kindly to being burnt. That is, he was going in his own pocket. I give him that now. He went in his own pocket. He spent a lot of money. He just had a problem with them women. Yeah, that he just went on here and said at that point, it's just time to go ahead and start taking money back out of the church. Because he stacked up. I'm telling you, he stacked them pockets up. Now, I wasn't where I was supposed to be. Now, he gave me something and tell me where we're coming from. That's in the past. I tried to confess it. I don't know how people comfortable with that. I don't know how he was comfortable with that though. I just look at some stuff you do. It's just, I mean, where your mind at? I mean, who you taking from? I mean, you know, hawked the church, took out loans on the church, and stuck the people out there to pay the notes and done, and the people so rotten, they fought to keep them. The women, they fought to keep them now. Some of the deacons, they wanted them gone, but the women will overrun you every time. You know who he was banging. And they're right, they want to keep him anyway. And I stuck him in debt, messed him up. They still wanted to keep him. It made no difference. When I tell y'all, that man said, lead captive silly women laden with sin, led away with divers love, ever learn and never able to come into the mind. I appreciate Mr. Yahudah for keeping us. Not just you guys, keeping me, keeping us. You know, to a point of being, you know, been 20-some years, a lot of preachers, they veer off. A lot of them done took the other turn. A lot of them done switch sides. You know, forgot who they playing for. You know what I'm saying? They like WWE. You gawking at me, you tag team after a while. Oh, what's this? Tony Bino. You don't see no match before somebody. That thing that hurt me, but I ain't like. Somebody you like do some stuff like that. Oh, that had me sick. I ain't gonna be well right here. I don't know. You don't know Dick Slater. You remember Dick Slater? Yeah, Dick Slater. He was a serious fighter. I can tell you. Sir. You remember that name? You need to be thinking, fella, because I'm thinking check in a minute. Cause I know you to white. I know the thing. Don't think. I know you know a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of checks. One name, yeah, right. One name. But you remember him and I tell you, him and Dusty Rhodes used to go at it a good bit. He went from the good side to the bad side. Who remember Dick Slater? You remember that? He did that. He went on the bad side. He come to the good side. Then he go back to the bad side. That back then you had two sides. Now. It don't matter. All of them just dirty. You can be and still be good. They had like one clean one. I think like John Cena probably cleaned the one they had. And this day he about to clean the one. Yeah, he a clean one. He a clean one. Great wrestler. He was decent. I liked him as a little wrestler, Cena. Who was cutting down on him? Who said that? Oh, who said he was a terrible wrestler? They don't know nothing about no wrestling. Oh, boy, Jaheed. Jaheed, I like to get them track tennis shoes. I like the way the grip go in the track tennis shoe and how you can step in mud and do it, how you get caught all between them. I'm going to get some of them and try to mash your head in one time. If I find out you said something about John Cena. Now, I like Bobby Lashley. Now, he was clean. Now, that's a good one. Now, that was serious, but y'all seen Bobby Lashley? That brother was beautiful boy when he come out of wrestling. Isn't that right? That brother standing strong, too. Good, clean, clean wrestler. Yeah, they made that black man work so hard, man. They made him, I mean, when they had to fight, 4 match back. As soon as he get here to fight again, keep fighting. I mean, they just wore the man out. Oh, he handling now. He was handling his end. I said, the brothers, they forced him out. He had to leave out there, take out the steroid, go there and fight MMA, then come back. Booker T, all and they run on that. You see, anytime you put a quote-unquote Negro in something so-called African-American, they're going to always overwork you. They're going to make you do way more than everybody else. They're going to get they made him give up the belt to John Cena. They took his belt, moved him to Raw. John Cena had it, and they had to let John Cena let him keep look like he going. I said, look at this garbage right here. One let the black man, some stuff they don't want you to ever be nobody in. That's it. A lot of them, man, the first black wrestling championship was champion. I'm saying Uncle Ted remember. See if you remember who it was. Who you think it was? It was bad. Uncle Ted, I'm thinking check. I can't let you get away 2 times. Who you think it was? But who you thinking? You can think though. You can think. Who you think? It's one of the older ones back then. Who you thinking?
You got to understand.
I understand. You know a lot of people. Oh, you want no real rap? I wouldn't have had that conversation. I know. I'm sorry, sir. I wouldn't have had. I want to talk to you. Listen, I'm talking to everybody but you. I ain't know you want no. But back then, I can tell you, wasn't a whole lot to do. So more black people were in the wrestling because TV was basic. You know that it was basic. You had 17, 2, 11, and 36. It wasn't that wide. You know, most folks didn't even turn their TV. Most folks weren't all that flipping on their TV. They leave it right there. 17. We watching news. 5 o'clock. The news moved up to 5:30. 5 o'clock. You were done. When that news come on, here the news, we on the same time the news on. That thing, like it be so slow. I'm like, please go off. Then when he go to sleep. When he'll see the news, find out somebody been shot, it been up for 2 weeks, and find if it's gonna rain, whether he need an umbrella or not, then he going to sleep. We ain't never know nothing about the rest of the earth. All he wanna know about, he lived in DeKalb County, he was going to Atlanta to go to work. Is it gonna rain? That's all he want to know. Is it going to rain? Is it going to snow? And who got shot? And that's it. Man, I remember Atlanta news. Somebody gets shot, man, that shooting will be on the news for about 2 weeks. And the Saturday, wasn't no regular, I mean, folk got, it just wasn't on no news like that. You wouldn't have no, like, the news, like, showing the news, you got, like, back-to-back shootings. No. You remember that Atlanta captain in the 70s? You remember saying that? Back-to-back shootings, 4 or 5 shootings in a week. We ain't had none of that stuff like that. A lot of y'all brought that stuff here, transplants. I'm just saying, we didn't have it. We had, man, all them sisters. I don't remember no sisters. We ain't had no sisters. I don't know where all these sisters come from. I know they ain't from Atlanta. Transplants. We ain't have all that problem down here. Man, Atlanta was clean and nice. White and black folk got together. We didn't have slavery long. Now then you start lying, just keep going around him. They be like, I'm on the other member told me, I ain't gonna call their name, because that's when people tell me personal stuff, y'all know how I feel about that stuff. I don't divulge that, whether they're here or gone. So here we're talking, and I mean, don't worry about the name he was talking about. And he said he found out that his pastor wasn't God. He had a song, Gilmore ain't God, Gilmore ain't God. But he right there next to Jesus. Gilmore ain't God. I was so confused. That's his testimony. I said, I didn't know how to take it. It just threw, some stuff threw me, you know what I'm saying? And he sung a Gilmore. It was coming from, I said, when it come from down there, it's deep. I knew it was serious then, ain't that right? And he put that, he right there next to Jesus, and he had a tear in the eye. Y'all remember Mahalia Jackson, you the same, she to look up at the cloud. That's how he looked up, Mahalia Jackson. First thing came out here when I seen her look up with that cry tear, I said, Mahalia Jackson. Her and Haywood, the first 2 I ever seen do that. So anyway, first wrestling champion was Thunderbolt Patterson. He went to Florida. Sit down to check. I know you went down. He had to leave because, see, wrestling started in Atlanta. Y'all do know that. That's where it started. Hey, listen, that's it. This is where wrestling home is him. See, all that stuff now, they don't move them other places. You want to watch wrestling, you had to come to Atlanta. Now, Florida had wrestling. We ain't know nothing about it, though. Honestly, them boys wrestling here, all that, like, go wrestle here. Like, no, you wrestling in Atlanta. You was at the Omni. You was at the Civic Center. Y'all remember that time? That was it. Boy, we were, man, that was it. You didn't have all them abbreviations. You had one WC, that's it. WCW, all that WWF, WWE, WW, too many W's. Too many W's. Yeah, man, wrestling was, this the wrestling home. All them guys live here, you the city guy, they right here, Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas used to live right there at Spanish Trade, right on County Road. We'd go swimming. Try to hope Tony Atlas come out there and swim. Had a little leg all up top. Man started crying every time he pulled his shirt off. Somebody had to pull his shirt off. He had like his sober. They had to pull it off. Yeah, that was pretty serious. You're a little kid. You don't know no better. So nigga, go get the right size shirt and go on the wrestle. He left him. He went down there to Florida too. Everybody had to leave, go to Florida. First wrestling championship, the team, black. Let's see, remember him. I want Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted, you were living. Uncle Ted did the third one you got wrong. Who you thinking? Black. Ain't that many black champions? I mean, black tag teams. You driving the bus. If you drive the bus, you know more than all them folk lying on that bus. Wasn't no ring. Them folk used to lie on that bus, though. Them folk ride the bus tell plenty lies. They'll lie about they got called, because I used to do it. I know they were lying. So, them bus folks, how many of y'all used to ride the bus? Them folk don't be lying on the bus. Not the one be asleep. Now, there be some of them folk, they can sleep and know how to wake up at their stop. I've never been one of them people. I'm not going to sleep on the bus. You wake up, man, them folk done switch your clothes out. I'll never go sleep on no bus. I ain't never been that sleeping. Man, you been right here on the road, you done passed too many stuff. But back in the 70s, 80s, the bus was a little bit better. People didn't bother you. Like somebody knew, somebody might bump you, just check it. But now, shoot, them folk mess around, man. Them folk be able to juke you up and throw the towel over your head. Folk think you Allah Akbar. Think you on that sleep and leave you right down. Anybody ride the bus now? What bus you ride? Excuse me. What bus you think we talking about? Come for me. Who you with? Who you came here with? Where your mama at? Poor little kid. Now what bus you thought we were talking about? You thought all the grown folk on the school bus? What bus you thought we were talking about? You forgot. It's a good thing. Is your name on that board? Go check on yourself. Go check on yourself right quick. Yeah, he ain't know no better. He'll be all right. So last night, I got so disgusted with him. I just told him. I said, listen, you left eye, left arm, left leg. I said, why I told you that? I said, because you ain't all right. They heard him, didn't it? That's what I told him. I said, you all left eye, left arm, left leg, because you ain't all right. Y'all like that? If I find out you used it, it's copyrighted. It's going to get back to me. Make sure you tell it. You use it. Put it aside. Rod Tony Smith. They put that little seal. That's all. Just put it out there. Like Coke. Somebody else can sell it. Leave a trademark on it. That's all we ask for. We don't ask for much. Anybody want to learn another joke? Okay, I'm going to save it. When y'all raise your hand to it, fat man, you'll steal copyrighted stuff, so I'm just trying to watch it. We'll come up with something else, though. We be thinking, it's plenty of them. It's so many I can't. They're just all up here. I just got to go pull them out. But anyway, first championship black team. Who remember that? Okay, here we go. Got a kind sir right here. Come on, stand up, kind sir. Yeah, you kind sir. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think I've met you before, have a care.
No, sir.
Okay, good. That's a good thing. Yeah. So, who would you say the first black championship tag team?
I remember.
You remember? That's it. That
Big Cat.
Big Cat.
And Bobo Brazil.
Bobo Brazil. That's what I'm talking about. I was thinking the same thing. And I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to, right here, me and you have to depart. I'm going to go this way while you go that way. Then I'll meet you back down here. What was that man thinking? big cat in Bobo, Brazil. Ernie the cat, that sorry joking. No, Ernie the cat, he was pretty good. Now you remember who used to fight all the time? I might give you a break. He'll call you. Want Ernie the cat lad? Cheryl Uncle Ted. Ernie, Uncle Ted, get Uncle Ted a check. We can't do that. Don't you remember Ernie the cat? Did he? He's a big guy. Let me tell you something. He was a mean joker. He would have scared me. I was a little kid. I said he was a mean-looking joker, wasn't he? Him and Thunderbolt Patterson were partners one time. You remember that? I'm just that man here. See, he don't know what he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. You remember that? He used to fight him and the sheep. No, they had another sheep before that sheep. This sheep used to have a snake. He used to put in their mouth. Yeah, you slaughter. A lot of these guys come back later with copycat. The Iron Sheik was copying the original Sheik. You remember him? Yeah, he the real Sheik. I think he was one of them Iranian looking guys. He'd have a snake and he'd pull out the bag. He'll really slaughter him on. That stuff was scary. You're a little kid. Yeah, that's true. You put that snake in your mouth. You ain't far from a pickle. He had something going on. Because you got to practice. You ain't just did them when you got them. He got to do like Adumah said, practice. Practice. He was a professional. Yeah, that don't look good on TV. But see, back then, people's mind wasn't like that. You know what I mean? You want to, I said it called homosexual, it wasn't but like two on the earth. In the 70s, then they just started flustering. And they kind of went out. The world changed. Man, you didn't see no gay actors. Like, we didn't know Gomer Powell was gay. We didn't find out he was gay till later on. After Rock Hudson died. That's amazing. Rock Hudson died with AIDS. Jim Neighbor died laughing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was laughing because he felt he got away with something. I don't even know if Jim Neighbor's even dead right now. Is he? When did he die? Been a long time. That's that money. When you can die and folk don't know about it, that's that money. Other folk, they tell on you. Y'all remember that? How many of y'all remember Jim Neighbor? How many of y'all didn't know? How many of y'all don't know who Jim Neighbors is? Okay. Let me see how they find. Y'all hand up. Gomer Powell. Y'all remember Gomer Powell? Man, he could sing too. He could sing for Christmas. Y'all remember Gomer Powell? That was serious. Everybody knew Gomer Powell. You know, all the folk that remember him? Yeah, they don't even remember. Shazam! You do that, yeah, all that kind of stuff down. You know? That's a sad congregation. I'm gonna give me some old people. Uncle Ted, you can't. Uncle Ted, at this point, you cannot not know nobody else. You gotta know everybody from him. You done messed up on 4 people. Find it. I'm saying you can't mess up no more. That's way out there. Him and Andy. Yeah, he started over there. He actually got his show from Andy Griffin's show. See that? That's how he got started. He did better on Gomer Powell. He was still stupid, but he was too stupid on Andy Griffin. But he was stupid good on Gomer Powell. A lot of people started that. Florida, she started out on Maud. She used to be Maud Maid. Y'all remember Maud? Then there's Maud. Y'all gotta go. Come on. I'm gonna need these checks. I get these checks up. Your memory get better. What's wrong with y'all? Where y'all people been? Y'all niggas better do like Breezy Start YouTubing. Breezy know all kind of stuff. I said, boy, you wasn't even living. Yeah, I be knowing that, boy, YouTubing. There's no way you wasn't here. That boy told me one day, told me, yeah, I remember me and him and so yeah, we'd walk to school. Back you was selling the dough. I said, you weren't even living. What are you talking about? The boy remember walking to school to the same elementary school I went to. That boy ain't never rode by the elementary school. He got a story of him walking up there, him and his big sister, and I was selling dough. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how you came up with this stuff. You was at home selling dough? Oh, you came home. I set the brick on the table, and I went to the back, and I left you and your sister with the brick. I don't know what the man talking about. The man tells, I said, I don't know where this man been. It's scary more than anything. You know, you remind me of that time when JJ told James, he said, I remember when you came and you looked through the window, Dad, his daddy said. He said, you saw me when I was looking through the window, you was a brand new baby. These folks crazy around him. How many of y'all other kids got some vivid imagination? You believe crazy stuff. As you seen anything crazy? Do you remember anything crazy? Micaiah? Shane? You don't remember nothing crazy. 65% of women gold diggers, and you don't remember nothing else crazy. We still don't know where you got. Where you say you got them numbers wrong? Daddy, that's your seed, Daddy. You responsible? You ain't got anything to do with him. That's it, Dad. All that man said, right here. So you just come up with these numbers in your head and just know 65% gold digger. That's all right now. Woo. Well, we got some interesting people around here. Well, we're going to look and see, since I had to answer all the wrestling trivia questions, I had to ask them and answer them. So anyway, we're going to look at this 15:4, the book of Romans. Again, we're using Beth HaMashiach. All right, listen.
For whatever Nikatab before,
Written
Nikatab Talamadus,
was written to teach us and to show us,
so that through endurance
going through without quitting,
and through the Nakum of the Ketubim,
the consolation,
we might have Tikva.
we might have a chord. Let's look at something. How about that? I think what'll be good for us is we're going to take a direction that we're going to do something a little different. I think so. And the reason being, Shamuth. We'll do 20. Let's see. We'll start 17. We've been over the Turah as far as I think as far as the 10, correct? Yes, sir. We're all familiar with the 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's start looking at taking some other turns. I want to just make sure we're not in violation. How about that?
Yes, sir.
All right, listen.
You shall not covet your Reah bet. You shall not covet your Reah Isha, or his male abad, or his female abad, or his kamor, or his bakar, or his kamor, or anything that belongs to your Reah. All the arm perceived the thunder, and the lightning flashes, and the call of the shofar, and the har smoking, and when the arm saw it, they trembled and stood at a distance.
Okay.
Then they said to Moshe, speak to us yourself, and we shall shama, and let not Alahym speak to us, lest we shall move. Moshe said to the arm, do not be afraid, for the Alahym has come in order to test you, and in order that his Yahweh may be upon your panim, so that you may not kata. So the arm stood at a distance while Moshe entered into the thick cloud where the Alahym was there. Then Yahuwah said to Moshe, thus you shall say to the Beni of Yasharal, you have seen that I have spoken to you from Shamayim.
Okay.
You shall not make anything besides me, mighty one of silver or mighty one of gold, you shall not make for yourselves. You shall make an altar of arats for me, and you shall zabak on it your burnt offerings and your shalom offerings, your sheep and your oxen, in every malkum where I cause my shem to be zakar. I shall come to you and barak you.
So let me see something. Can we come back down? I'm sorry. Periodically I swallow something, seemed like it go down. I had to get that checked. You shall make an altar of the Arat. That dude, I don't know why every now and a little something will go down. When you get old, stuff that, I don't know, little something, maybe like, only way to get out, I usually keep me some cayenne pepper, and I take a drip of it, and it burns so bad, and I be so thirsty, it go away. So it might be mental. Let me get that check. You good. Come on, put it check. They don't believe it. Bryson House, come on, Sons of Thunder check. Come on, come and check. How many of y'all would have told y'all pastor right their face, I don't believe a thing you said? How many of y'all think they deserve a check for that? I'm with y'all too. Lancaster, you're going to get a check too because you didn't believe they should get a check. So start with a mental check. It all start up here in Lancaster. I can tell you got 4 mental checks. When you go home, I want you to buy some DVD because you don't know how to go in buy the DVD, look at all the wrestling from 1970, 60, 72. That thing the first time I seen it. And watch it all the way up to when Hulk Hogan came. Stop at 82. Once you see Hulk Hogan, throw the rest of the tapes away. That man he just comical live wrestling. He made a joke out of it. Ric Flair made a joke out of it. Randy Macho Saturday guy, they made a joke. Wrestling was serious back then. You remember the wrestling you used to watch? Do you remember watching wrestling? I can tell you, do you remember watching any wrestling? Do you remember sitting around laughing at the wrestling? Do you remember that? It was serious. It wasn't no laughing. Come on, Justin. Let me tell these guys. Hold on, he ain't the only one. Come on, Tim. Come on. Come on, go out there. My brother just come. Hold on. Anybody, so come on. What, look? That's what I'm saying. Let me tell you, hold on for a minute. I want to get this straight. Let me make sure where everybody at now. Hold on, don't forget, you trying to make it in. Yeah, about that. Hold on. How many of y'all here never your whole life when you seen red, you never believed it? From the first time you ever seen, you never believed it. How old were you when you first time you seen it? How old were you, said about? Come on. Come on to the book. How old were you? How old were you? You said you never believed. See if you hear check. How are these people going? You seen wrestling before? You knew first time you seen it wasn't real. Everybody thought, get what these guys said. I never thought. I was 3 years old. I said, look at that fake. 3 years old, you know it was fake? We for the video of hold on. Let him pull that one. Give him that video. Tell your name one up down. Are you putting checks on other people's stuff? Yes, sir. That's tight. Can you put the one up there where the man jumped out the top of that cage? I want to see. Yeah, I want to see this. Y'all tell me this ain't real. This scary. What happened? They were trying to live too right.
Wrong video.
What is that? Wrong video. No. Don't go searching that. No. We don't know. No, we want to see that. I don't want to know no secret. The secret thing belongs to Alahym. That book. I don't know nothing about no secret. That's what he said. The secret thing belongs to him now. Just pull up. I want to just show the people at home. There's some people out there who honest, who want to be saved. They want to make it in the male cool. I want you to be in there too. I believed it. Hold on now. They're going to tell me this ain't real? No. This ain't real? Hold on. Get to all this. Look at this. Look at this now. Look at this. Y'all see how high that is? Look at that. Knock it at. What? Malcool. Thank Malcool. Look at that. No, that's it. What are you talking about? He jumped. Look at that. That man dead. They got to bring him back. The ref trying to check him now, see? He just here breathing. Hey, look at that. They're trying to get him up. Look at him. It's bad, man. That's it. Look at that. So y'all fans can see the truth. Look at him. Look at this. That ain't real. Look at that. He got it right now. He picked him up. See, listen. Y'all people don't recognize what real. You tell me you seen this at 3 years old, and you knew off the rip this wasn't real. Wasn't that a real jump what he just did? And you tell me at 3 years old, you seen that man jump from up there and land on somebody, you just said, oh, that ain't real. I could buy me another check. I said, she looked at me like, silly rabbit, tricks for kids. You see, looking like, I almost screamed when he jumped. When he fell from up there, I was like, he gonna hurt himself. 3 years old, how old y'all when y'all learned wrestling wasn't real? Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say it wasn't real. You learned that they were doing some stuff for safety reasons. 6th grade, 16. Hold on, you were 16 in the 6th grade? Oh, I thought he said 6th grade, 16. I said, whoa, these numbers are. Yeah, I mean, it takes time to learn that. Man, you just can't run through your mind and just, because it's real. You bought the ticket. You were there. So, all right, that's what I'm saying. I'm disappointed at some of my members, but hope they can still get it right while I still have time. And don't forget you owe me a check, Akuba. She said, maybe I'll be real quiet, he'll forget. Hold on. I had somebody I talking over. Goodness, boy, that's a lot of y'all up here. Y'all remember stay in trouble. Man, I got just about every member up here name on the board. Yeah, man, name. Where's Joanna's name at? Lenita, your name kind of fading out up here. I just put that check there so I remember where you at. 2 checks, I won't forget you. What about, where's Joanna's name at? Boy, I couldn't help me find Joanna's name. You see her name, where's that up there? Where's that, right in where? Right here, there you go right there. Put it right there, that's it. Mm-hmm. Then give yourself one too. Yeah. So ran to get up here and take somebody else down in there, right? Yeah, we got to suffer together, isn't that right? That's what I'm saying. I know that dude. I seen him too. All right. So when we here now at 2024, when we talk about you shall make an altar of the Adumah for me, and you shall zabak on it your what? Burnt offering, your shalom offering, your sheep, and your bakar is the word we usually, but I think they use something different. I heard you call something. They use bakar here? Okay. Bakar. Okay. In every malkum where I cause my shem to be zakar, remember, I shall come to you and barak you there. That's something interesting. Now, does anybody see any significance in this statement? Anybody? Yes. Hey, kind sir, how you doing? You couldn't raise your hand. You raised your hand because you want to make sure you heard me right, or you had the answer? He want to make sure he had the right answer to the right question. Anybody confused with that one? He wants to make sure he had the right answer to the right question. Ain't that what you just said? You want to make sure you had the right answer to the right question? What answer was you thinking? I'm just curious. To what question? You said what? No, I'm trying to make out what you said. You said he said stay where? He said he might be all the way off. What y'all think? All the way off. Let's see. What you got, Dixon? I asked y'all what sparked you about this. This is going to be kind of far out there, but I know when I say it, that's, oh, yeah, that's it. What anything spark you about?
Sacrifice, praise, he'll remember us.
By giving sacrifice and praise, he'll remember us. Okay. What y'all got? I just asked y'all what spark. What you got? Be more ready to hear than to get a sacrifice of food. He talking about getting sacrificed. Okay. Who else had we had out there? Chris? Chris, that's smooth how you throw it in, swung it back down. I'm just wondering where you at right now. What you got, Chris? Well, I asked y'all what sparked, it was anything sparked you, so they're really just a matter of what, I think what y'all trying to do is answer what I want to hear versus I'm asking you, does that spark anything to you? You know what I'm saying? Just, based off what he said. What you got? Make a who? Make you think of Yahushua on the tube. God Barak. What you got, Ed? Same thing. That's amazing. There's some more, y'all. What y'all think? Ernie, you leaning out like you think about something. Who? Man? What you thinking? You cold? What about you cold? Took the stone. He anointed the stones with oil and laid it here by a rock. I'm getting more and more lost, but I'm with you. He said he made the stones and then he poured the oil and laid it here by the rock. You ever thought about laying your head by a rock? No, that's interesting. I was curious of what sparked y'all. I tell y'all for me, what you got? It's just, I mean, I don't think it's a wrong answer. I'm just that man said, he said make an altar of rice. I tell y'all for me, okay, what sparked me? When he was reading, he said, you should make an altar of Adumah, okay? Of the Adumah for me. And you shall zabat in your burnt offering, on it your burnt offerings, your shalom offerings, your sheep and your ox. In every Malkum place where I cause my Shem to be Zakar, I shall come to you and barak you. Okay, what we're trying to look at here is it basically looking at something that started. When did we first learn about Adumah? Adam, yes. He came from where? Okay. We talked about in the 66th chapter of the book of YashaYahu. The Shamayim is my throne. The Aras is my footstool. What did he ask you? Wow. He wants you to make one. Listen, you're going to make it of the Adumah. This is where each come from. So it puts us back in proximity of when he told us in the 12th chapter book of Romans, I beseech you therefore, our king, that you present your Pasah. What makes sense, it comes from the Adumah. So when we start to look at that, it kind of sets up the precedence to where he was already setting you up there. What did they knew come from their rights? A lot of things they also looked at each came from them. So to me, it would kind of almost set them up in proximity of looking at it makes sense. It makes sense. I want you to take it from here. We look at where each came from. Matter of fact, that's where you're going back to. You're going back to where you came from, right? Where we all sense or where we all root out from. So that's why I just mentioned it. I just wanted to see if there's something that might spark you. So it wasn't a wrong answer from you guys. It was just a matter of saying, did anything spark you? If things I listen for when things are read, so that just kind of key. Let's go, next.
If you make an altar of a bun for me, you shall not build it of cut a bun, for you wield your tool on it, you shall profane it.
See that? So if you make an altar of a bun for me, you should not build on it of cut stone. So he's trying to tell you about how you want this to do, or wield your tool on it. You're going to profane it. Kind of similar when we look at it with Yahushua. It makes sense on a lot of ends. Come on.
And you shall not go up by steps to my altar, so that your nakedness shall not be exposed on it.
Mm-hmm. We'll go to the 23rd chapter. And the reason why we're looking at this, we go through and we talk about the commandments a lot, the Amar, order, things that you ordered to do. But I think I want to just look now at going past that now and start looking at what did he actually set up for us to do and make sure that we're doing it. What he set up to be an offense, we want to make sure that's what we're not doing. Because if we just leave it to, okay, I keep the Shabbat, that's not enough. If it was, he'd have cut it off at number 4. Whatever the number it is to come up 3 or 4. So he put the other because this all encompass something, okay? So we want to make sure we got it, we understand the ideal of what he's given us, and we understand how to operate in the capacity in which he put us to do, okay? So that's the purpose of us just kind of going through reading, okay? All right, let's say, listen.
You shall not bear a false report. Do not join your hand with a Rosh one to be a malicious witness.
See that? So he told you how you should not bear a false report. Do not join your hands with a Rosh one to be a malicious witness. So a lot of times people have an intent to things. These are things we've all no doubt played a part of in our lifetime, before or even doing here. So these are things that if we don't go back over, how you know you hadn't done it? Because you'll get comfortable. You'll look at that, okay, for the Aku, they cover their head before they plow. They don't wear high heel shoes too high. They don't wear pants. They don't put on makeup. They don't wear earrings. Saved. No. So a lot of people don't do it. A lot of women don't wear earrings. It ain't because of religion, because they got keloid skin. So there's a lot of things people don't do. It ain't necessarily because of they keeping the restriction of a religion. A lot of times people are just doing it because, I mean, they have to. They kind of more sense I'm kind of forced into doing. There's a lot of people grew up, their mother never just wore dresses. I mean, never wore pants. One religion just looked at, when they came along, women wore dresses, and they just felt like women ought to wear dresses. It ain't necessarily religious preference for them. It's just, they just feel like a dress makes a woman more ladylike. Y'all got it? So a lot of time we will assume things that we do put us in perspective, or put us in the realm of being saved, when actually you just following a lot of things that people basically do anyway. So we don't want to just basically follow. We want to follow because we following it according to the specs and codes and rules that he set. Okay? So now he just told you about this, about you bearing these false reports. Okay? You sit around, you carrying lies, you know it's lies, you ain't supposed to be doing it. The young people need to learn. They need to learn it from us about us not doing it. Okay? And then about joining your hand with somebody, you're not supporting nobody in doing that. See, these are things that people did that we learned in the 27th chapter of the book of Yahudah. When Yahushua, when they came, they told you a false witness came, then it said another one came. See, that's how they wound up getting him crucified. And that problem became, they would condemn him. Okay, so now you look at in the book of Kazun, they call Revelation, the first chapter, it said, behold, he coming with cloud, and every eye shall see, and all them that did what? Even so, they're going to what? They're going to wear them, even so, because they're going to pay them back according to the Torah. You were told not to do that. You were told not to, you weren't supposed to bear a false report. And then somebody went and joined their hand into it to come along as second emotion. So this is how you keep things down. A lot of things never would have happened. So he showed you this is how we learn how the Torah worked to our benefit, how it came along as well, and it recompensed those that do Rosha to it. Y'all got it? The Torah actually saved us because you can only put him to death by how many? It's got to be 2 to 3 witnesses. You couldn't put him to death. So if everybody would have kept the Torah the way it was, could we have actually got a crucifixion out of it? No, we couldn't. They had no witnesses. So you can see where it helped us. Y'all can see this actually worked to our benefit because he knew there were people that were not going to keep it. That's the only way it happened. It would have been no way to crucify me. Everybody kept it. But then there wouldn't have been a need for the shabat. Y'all got it? Now, which means what we had to do, hands. In order for that had not to been a zabak sacrifice. Okay, that's a good answer. Good answer. What about obey? Which you told us were better. And to hearken. See, you'd have never had to do it. We'd have never had to do it. They said, well, we would have never been able to crucify it, and nobody committed sin. If nobody committed sin, it would have been a need to. The need came in because people they were violating the Torah. They did violence to the Torah. Y'all got it? And that would have been, and that actually would have been, or they call it damage. Same thing they did to Yahushua. He was the word written. That's how he was. The living word. You get Bible say the living word. That's what he was. He was the living word. So when they set him, tore his clothes off, and they beat him, and they pierced him, what did they do to the Torah? They did damage to him. But he told us that. He said, you did damage to the Torah. In their eyes, in their mindset, they thinking, how? How? It don't make sense. Yet, this is what we find, okay? Now, the fact that he had to come along and talk to us about this, about how we were supposed to make the Adumah, we were going to make this altar for him, and here what we were going to do, these sacrifices, and these different things came in. We had to start looking at how do we get to this point? How to get to that point? He looking at the people that he could see was set on mischief. He saw people that were just dead set on they're going to go the wrong way. So he had already had alternative plan and alternative motive already set in place for us. So I want to go back on and just look at how these people played a part. You know, so a lot of these people played a part in getting us to the point of securing our salvation. Okay? Look, all right, listen, 22. Verse 2. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
We just want to look at it. The only way to make sure we got it right is go back and look at it. Listen.
You shall not follow after many ones to do Rosha.
Hold what you got for us, son. Let's look at something. 5 and 1. See that the book of Acts of the Shalat, based off of what we read. How about that? See that 5 and 1. Listen.
But a certain Ish, whose Shem, Canaan with his Ashah, Shafariah, sold a possession. And he took from the price and hid it, his Ashah also being aware of it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the regal of the Shalakim. But Cuff said, Canaan, why has Satan filled your lob to lie to the Ruach HaKadosh and to keep back from the price of the Arats? While it remained, was it not your own?
Listen.
And after it was sold.
It's ringing here a little too loud, y'all. When it starts, you can hear like ring slight. I think the pitch is a little too high. Come on.
And after it was sold, was it not under your control?
Listen.
Why is it that you have conceived this deed in your lob? You have not kazab to the Bani of Anashim, but to Alahym.
Go ahead.
And as he shama these Dabarim, Canaan fell down to the Adumah and breathed his last. And great Yara came upon all who shama of it.
We've heard of it.
The young Anashim arose and wrapped him up and carried him out and buried him. And it came to be about 3 hours later, and his Ashah came in, and she did not know what had happened. And Cuff answered and said to her, Tell me whether you sold the Arats for this price. And she said, Yes, for the price.
Come on.
Then Cuff said to her, Why is it that you have agreed to put the Ruach HaKadosh of Yahudah to the test? Behold, the regal of those who have buried your husband are at the door, and they shall carry you out. And immediately she fell at his regal and breathed her last. And the young Anashim came in, and behold, she is mute. And they carried her out and buried her beside her husband.
Now, does it make sense? How does it make sense? He had a hand before you. What you gonna say? They joint hands? Somebody doing Rosha? Who doing Rosha? Because he came back and he told him a report of something that wasn't true. When he asked him about it, that's what he lied about. The fact that she had agreed, they had already discussed it. That's how she knew what to say. He wasn't there, and she gave the same answer he gave, which means they agreed together. That's what he told her. How was it that you had agreed on it? See, now we've all heard this before, correct? But you see how the Turah play a part to it? They just fell dead out of nowhere. Now you read as a Christian, they just fell dead out of nowhere? They fell dead because he just told you what to do. You weren't supposed to bring a Rosha report. And on top of that, you weren't supposed to put your hand with it, and you weren't supposed to conspire with it at the same time. But she did it. And this is why we see the benefit of why you need to go back and know what the Torah says to make sure you ain't violating. Husband and wife will get together and they'll make plans together. You got to be careful about that. Because somebody make their mind to go do something, you being with them say, well, why he didn't tell us, well, that's your head, so you ain't responsible. He told her you agreed to it. We know we teach the husband at the head of the wife. Ain't that what we teach? Yes, sir. He shouldn't have been able to say nothing to her. He should have told her, well, it's really your husband because he over you. So when it comes to your salvation, your Yeshua, this is what we separate. This is what we're going to differ from. I can't agree with that. I can't do that. And this is something we all need to look at, because we go back and just read this as though, like we say, they Bible stories. But when you go back and you look at the Turah clearly shows you, you can see where the error starts at. Because you put your hands to it to do this. And he let them know where your fabrication, where your lie, where your kazab went. He said, you didn't lie to Anashim, you lied to Alahym. So you're looking at the Ruach at this point. So this is why we got to be careful. But a lot of time we do this stuff, and we do it because we really hadn't considered. Hold you guys. See that YashaYahu 1 and 1 right quick. They call it Isaiah. It's just time to go back and look at this and just make sure we're getting it right. If you're going to do it, just do it right. If you ain't going to do it right, don't do it at all. But you'll get people, they'll sit around, they'll make these agreements with people, and they'll be like, to keep the peace. What? He told you ain't no shalom. Alahym said to the Rosha. He said ain't no peace to the wicked. You don't never. A lot of times I have them here, they do the same thing. They'll help cover up stuff. They'll help do stuff. In their mind, they think it's a benefit. I look at that's your life. You throw it away. You're just not going to do it him. I'm going to let you throw it away somewhere else, because I don't have that kind of time. It's too serious of a way. They come to your Yeshua. You can't get him unless somebody, listen, you're on your own. I ain't getting involved with that. Because them ain't told. They'll say here, they'll agree together with it. All right, come on.
The Kazun of YashaYahu, the Ben of Amuz, which he saw concerning Yahudah and Jerusalem in the Yamim of Uzziah, Yotham, Ahaz, Kaziah, Malachim of Yahudah, Shama, O Shamaim, and Shama, O Aratz. For Yahuwah speaks, Beni I have reared and brought up, but they have revolted against me.
See that? How y'all feel? That's right. He said, I done reared them up. He said, but they done revolted against me. You know, you think about when you rear something versus bring something up. When you rear something up, you kind of build it so it can stabilize it to where it can stand. You know what I'm saying? When you look at they build it so it can stand. So rearing is a little different than just raising. You know what I'm saying? We look at raising. He's like, I done reared them up. I set them up. Look at Yahushua. He reared them up there, didn't he? Hello? We say he raised when he got up from the grave. Well, he was there, they reared him up. Isn't that right? Which gave him the support to keep him stable to stand. He said, that's what I did with them. But now they done revolted against me. Now he done came and got a consistency. Everybody done went against me. Come on.
A Bakar, Yada, is owner, and a Kamor is Adani, manger, but Yasharal does not know, does not Yada, my arm do not understand.
So he said they don't even know. He looked at, he said they don't even know. They don't even consider. And that's what people, you think about they act. I'm sure when Mook come on them, it's a lot of consideration, but what good is that when you're dead? At that point, you just left in your transgression. So he done told her, if you die in your transgression, he said, then your dime is on your own head. See, that's why where we're at now is the only state where you can get repentance and remission. You can't get repentance and remission when you move. All remission has to be done while you're living. That's why it's needed for us to go back and look at this, consider where we're at. He told her, he said, I got them stable where they could stand. He said, but then they revolted against me. And now he started to tell you about different animals. He said, they know where the man's at. All these different things, and they know they own it. He said, but my people, he said, they don't even know, they don't even consider. They didn't have no understanding. So it's so important to get understanding. That's the purpose of giving them a rod, doesn't it? Which going to do what? Feed them. That's right. Shepherd them. Now he named an animal. He said, they know I need to shepherd these people. If the animals know, then I need to give them the same teaching the animal got. I need to give you a rod. That's for animals. Did y'all know what a pastor for? That's for animals. He's telling you what animals know. You're not smart in these animals you think you are. You're not smart in the animals. That's why I gave you a rod. I gave you a shepherd. Shepherd keeps sheep. Dawood was keeping sheep before he kept people. He learned more from dealing with them sheep than he did with them people. The sheep were better to tend to and to care for them when they're dealing with people. People hard-headed, they revolt against you. Sheep, you'll never see sheep revolt against no shepherd. You'll never see shepherd on the ground and the sheep stomping him out. You'll never see it. You'll never see him take from him, bite him, and kick him. You'll never see it. Members will do that. So he just get you a shepherd. That's why he said, I'm going to get him a rod after my own law, which is going to feed him with knowledge and understanding. Because that's what he just told you. He said, my arm don't even understand. Hello? Let's see what he told us. Come on.
Alas, Katar Gui, laden with iniquity, a seed of Roshadurs, beneath that are corrupters, they have abandoned Yahuwah, they have despised the Kadash one of Yasharal, they have gone away backward.
Make no sense. Gone away backward. Ain't that bad? And to our own fault, to our own hurt. Ain't that right? And that's what we're trying to come in, we're trying to fix. We don't want to just keep coming here Wednesday, Shabbat Layla, Shabbat Yom, and get nowhere, making muads, and we're really not growing because we're not understanding. We got to be mindful of things that are violations, making sure we keeping protocol with certain orders. And a lot of times we don't. We just get comfortable. I mean, we keep a Shabbat. We come Wednesday night, get taught. So, I mean, really, that's all you can do, and that's not all you can do. Because we got a lot of things he's telling us not to violate. And we see when people violate, these people left him. I mean, they left the alarm. They took him out the world. So these are things we try to make sure we don't do. We can keep allowing, and I do all the time. If it's something we're doing, something we don't know, let us see it, because I don't want to just cover it up. No, I want you to cover it, but I want to know it so I can stop doing it. I don't want to keep doing the same thing. That's not going to just come up allowed. Then we're going to do like he told us in YashaYahu, seek you out of the book of Yahuwah and read. He said, no one of these is going to fail.
That's right.
All right, back at the 23rd chapter right quick. We ain't going to be long. We just want to make sure we're right.
That's right.
23 and 2. Oh, we left at 3. This is U Alah Shamuth for those listening. They call it Exodus. The book is called, and these were the names. We had 2 or 3. Listen.
You shall not follow after many ones to do Rosha, nor shall you testify in a dispute so as to turn aside after a multitude in order to prevent Sadak.
See that? You gotta be careful about that. Falling behind, running behind stuff. That's for the young folk too. They get how many times get caught up. It was some other kids. It was some other kids, and they were doing it too. He just told you you're not supposed to follow a multitude of people doing wrong. He said, no, you're supposed to come along, you're supposed to pervert judgment either. Well, Sadiq, righteousness is not being able to be established. So these are all these things we got to start making sure we be careful about. Like telling folks all the time, watching who you run with. These are things, listen, if you're doing it, that's fine if you're not in violation, but you need to know to make sure you stay out of it too. These are habits you teach your kids too. Stay away from them. Get out of other folks. Don't get involved with that. Everybody just start jumping on them. You shouldn't have done it. That's what he just told you to do. You should not follow after many ones to do Rosha. Nor shall you testify in a dispute as to turn aside after the multitude in order to pervert Sadak, justice. Sadiq, or righteousness. They want to make sure you want to stay away from. Everybody clear? Okay, well, making sure. Come on.
Nor shall you favor a poor ish in his dispute. If you meet your enemies, Bakar or his...
So you're not supposed to favor a poor man in his dispute? Okay, come on. Nor shall you favor a poor man. I'm sorry, what else? I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. 4.
If you meet your enemies, Bakar or his Kamor, wandering away, you shall surely return it to him.
So, y'all hear that? Let's talk about your enemy. One way to kind of fix and mend something, just say hypothetically, me and Dexter got some, kind of got cattle between us, beef. And I'm too pig-headed to kind of break in. He might be too pig-headed to break in. We just kind of keep the beef, the cattle. And Dexter finds that he see my sheep or whatever it is wander off, and he gets it because this is what the Turah taught him. And he has to let that supersede his feelings about, I don't want to give in to Tony Smith, and Tony Smith don't want to give in because he's too pig-headed. And yet he bring that here. That's going to have to kind of soften him a little bit. Because as much as I'm pissed and I ain't want to break my end on how I feel about this situation, the man did do the right thing and bring that to me. So for that, I kind of got to look at breaking how I kind of felt about the situation. Whether people believe it or not, it does make a difference. See, in a way, in its own little way, he kind of got you way to break it. Because it's easy for two people just hold in. I ain't giving in either. I'm going to keep my end. But here goes something just happened to go astray, and I got to look at that person who I don't want to break my ends with because I want to stay pissed off at him. And he brings back my lost sheep or whatever it is. And I got to really kind of look at this thing. Why don't I just get in this slam the door in their face and kind of look at, I got to say, well, I do. Then I got to be genuine. So it kind of breaks you in a situation where how long can we be in with Yahudah? People don't realize how they work. That's the same thing with Yahudah. Why you think we come and we bring these offerings to him? Because he said, I can't be angry always. Because if you're doing these certain acts, how can I? When we commit Turah, the book, according to 7:11 of the book, I think it's 7:11 of the book of Alahym, it said that Yahudah is angry with the Rosh every day. Y'all know he said every day. So you think about when I'm bringing in man shalom offerings, wave offering, heave offering. If any man got to look at, okay, we'll move on from that. You see what I'm saying? The same thing we look at, he set us up on a protocol, look at how things work with us, even with Asu and Yaakov. We talked about his brother kept bringing and sending him gifts. What he did? By the time he got to all he could do was embrace him. That's why he didn't bring up, man, that's still wrong though, how you did me. Man, listen, man, you done did so much in what you've done here and how you humbled yourself. We ain't got to talk about that. That's done. That's in the sea. You never saw that came back up. It wasn't even a conversation. It won't have no right when they even discussed it. So I just want to say this and get this off my chest. He like, man, I'm good. I moved on. You know what I'm saying? I see how you humbled yourself. You see what I'm saying? And these are things we have to learn. These are things we have to consider. So when we go back, he tell us that whatever written aforetime, written for our learning, it makes sense. Because we're trying to make peace with Alahym. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to have shalom with Alahym. All right, listen.
If you see the chamor of one who hates you reclining under its load, you shall refrain from leaving it to him. You shall surely release it with him.
So you see what? So you see that? So if you see a donkey or one who hates you reclining under its load, you shall refrain from leaving it to him. You shall surely release it with him. So you're supposed to help get that off of him. Can y'all imagine that? Let's see something. See that the 15th chapter of the book of Yahuchanan. 15:22. Yahuchanan. Hold that. Jump over and get me YashaYahu 11:28. All right. Listen. Hello? 11:28.
11:28.
What did Chris say? Which one?
That was me.
Don't worry, that's on Chris. He gonna get another check. Appreciate you trying to cover up for him, Lee. He ain't gonna get no, he can't get strong like that, Lee. 11:28.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Turn to me, all who labor and are burdened, and I shall cause you to rest.
What? What do you want you to do?
Accept upon yourself my yoke and learn from me, for I am humble and lowly in ruach.
Y'all see that? He wants you to turn to him. Let's 28 again, please. Let me say it. Turn to me, all who labor and are burdened, and I shall cause you to rest. And he let you know how he wants you to do. He wants you to accept upon yourselves my yoke and learn of me, for I am humble and lowly in ruach, and you shall find a resting place for your nefasheth, because it's plural. I think it's TH. Who? Nefash, still singular and plural. Okay. The other one is for yours, your kingdom. Oh. Plural. Okay. Appreciate it. He said yours is plural and souls is plural. So now we want to look at this. Do y'all understand reading that now? How many of y'all don't understand how that works? reading this don't make sense to what we just read in the Turah? A little bit. All right, let's go back. Look at the 1522 of Yahuchanan. They call John. Let's see if it help y'all out. Listen.
If I had not come and spoken to you,
Tell them what happened.
there would be no kata in them.
There will be no sin in them.
But now they shall not be able to escape on account of their kata.
See that? Now that you've been taught. Come on.
One who hates me shall also hate my Abba.
Y'all hear that? One that hates me shall also hate my Abba.
If I had not done the works among them that no other Ish has done, there would be no kata in them.
Listen.
But now they have seen and hate both me and Abi.
Listen.
But this is to fulfill the debar that is katab in their Torah.
Pay attention.
They have hated me without a cause.
In the Torah, when y'all read in the 23rd chapter, it told you if you found the kamar, the donkey that they called the ass, and he was burdened, he was heavy laden and resting, you were not supposed to leave him. Now you were supposed to help him. That's why he told you that you need to come under me, all you that burden heavy laden, and I'll give you rest, because you're supposed to help. I was trying to tell you, I know you hate me, nigga. I wasn't supposed to leave you there, because I know you hate me. That's why he told you, I know you hate me. So in helping you, get what also he would tell you. I know you hate me. You trying to say inside, I want that man to know I hate him. That's why I'm helping you. See, the Turah, amazing, the Turah told him, and then go back and look at the Turah. 23, what was that, 23 and 4 or 5, what was that? See, that's why I say when we don't look at the Turah for what it is, a lot of things we miss. I mean, think about what the purpose of telling y'all, y'all hate me. Then he come along and let you know I'm fulfilling the Torah. Listen, 23:5. If you see the kamor, the donkey, of one who hates you, reclining under its load, because he just told you to come at me all that burden and heavy laden. When you be under a load,
Yes.
you shall refrain from leaving it to him. Don't sit there and say, that's that nigga. That's his problem. You shall surely release it with, that's why I told you to come at me, I'll give you rest. Take my yoke and learn of me. See, that's why I say a lot of times people see him, and it's kind of superficial to where like certain wounds you might go in, like you wipe, you say, boy, God, that ain't nothing. Some things are more critical. A lot of times people don't see him in a more critical fashion to where, look at, he really did so much. And it looks like, you know, people say, wow, he came, he died on the cross. The man did so many other things that people miss. The fact that he told you hated me, it'd be like, why would you help me and you know I hate you? Talking about because it's the Torah? Because it's the Torah? I mean, it's the Torah. That's what he tried to get us to realize. See, it was important for him to come to show. Like he said, had I not come, nobody, I really couldn't accuse you guys of Qatar. You hadn't seen nobody else do this before. Because what we typically do is what's at our convenience, at our liking. Depending on how I feel, I'll forgive you when I get over it. I do it when I'm good and feel, when I good and feel like it. That's the problem you got. Because he was just told what he was supposed to do. And expect of one who hates you. All the people that were burdened, these people hate me. But I got to help them. Y'all see that? So you can see him operate. So when we start to do the things that he do, people can see him still operating today. Because the same word. Ain't nothing different, same word. All right, 6th verse. All right.
You shall not pervert the mashpat due to your needy in his dispute.
You shall not pervert the just judgment of a needy in his judgment. Okay, you should not turn aside, just how they wrote it in the English of it. So you should not pervert justice due to your needy in his dispute. I don't know, your needy kind of throw you in there writing, but I guess talking about the people among you that are needy, you shall not turn aside a judgment of the needy in his judgment. And these are things we have to be considerate of, that people that set in need, he's saying about how you do in judgment, in mashpat, when you do things for people, in a dispute, making sure people get their just due. And you know these people, I mean, when you look at Yahushua, you can see where that purpose came for us when he came. So we have somebody who can go and plead our case. We need it, you just don't know it. We need salvation. were very needy. And we could see where he actually came and he made sure that he actually helped us in this dispute. See, people forget, Alahym even contended with the Ahar, with the mountains, concerning us. Concerning us. There was a dispute. That's why we look at him as that mediator. Somebody coming in to help to settle that dispute. Then there's somebody that come in as a defender for us that came in to plead our case for our cause. That's the same thing you look at with Musha. He did the same thing when he came in and pleaded the case for the people. He saw he was in need. That man was destroying these people. He killed these people. And he came in to plead our case. He said, I'll go up. And perhaps he will forgive you. I'm going to go up. I'm going to plead your case. And I'm looking for this man to come in and hear when I plead your case. Did I even put myself in the middle of it? I tell the man, so it just blocked me out. That's how far I go with this case. That's how much I'm going to believe in you. Block me out. This is the same Musha. We wanted him dead. Our father wanted him dead. Him and Harun many times they wanted him dead. He said, what is your murmuring and grumbling against me and Harun? He said, your murmuring and grumbling not against us. Your murmuring and grumbling against Yahudah. How many times the folk bathed stone to get ready to stone Musha, Harun? And this man put himself in the middle of our situation. It wasn't his situation. It was a matter of this was our situation. We the people violated, but he came and put himself in the middle to make sure I want to try to help settle this for you because you're in need. See, if you don't see yourself in these different concepts that we look at, then you don't really see the need or you don't appreciate the value in what was done. That Tony Smith was too dumb and too stupid to fix this for itself. That somebody saw I had a need and they didn't turn aside. They fought to try to get me and get me vindicated. They fought to get me in a better situation. Just like you being able to sit here, being able to hear, to be able to understand, and then be able to implement what you're hearing, little do you know, he gives you that ability. He gives that conviction to come in. A lot of people here, ain't no conviction. People say, ain't no conviction. They listening, but ain't no conviction. Ain't that gonna make them change. They're gonna make them reassess nothing they're doing. Some of you the same way. You ain't gonna reassess nothing you do. You're gonna keep trying to get away with something. You're gonna pray hard, and you're just gonna try to give more, and all of these are violations. Pray hard and live right. Give more and live right. All right, give what you owe him and live right. Same thing. When you start trying to do this other stuff that you think you're going to make up what you're doing, and don't make up, it's time to do. Hello? That's all it is, makeup. Right? Like they got makeup work. That's work you were supposed to do anyway. I did my makeup work. You're supposed to do it in the first place. It should have been makeup work. You should have did it when I gave it to you. So now we got to try to make sure we go through and we understand so we know. And for these young people too, they watching us. These young people not going to get better unless they watch us. They got to see it. That don't mean they ain't going to do stuff. But our goal is if we stay consistent in our living, that it will spark something in them. We need Alahym to be there and provoke them into doing well when we're not there. We do. We need our tool work to work in favor enough that he'll provoke them. He'll watch out till they get the understanding to do right. Do they see the real value in keeping this? A lot of times they don't see the value. They just want to jump up and they want to grab a mic and when somebody else perform and perform with them, do stuff. They don't really see the real value because then we don't really hold them accountable to enough stuff to realize the importance of how you live. They don't realize this man killed kids like he killed adults. That's why these schools get shot up. Everybody, what they say, kids innocent, kill them. Drugs, they shouldn't have them around school, put it down. You know what you look at? How your kid better than mine. He looking at all of us, including you, you dirty bastards killed my kid. Where were these resource officers when his kid was getting home? Where were these metal detectors? Where were the resource officers? Where was everybody at when his son was getting taken? The resource officer was involved when they took his. Everybody. All the administrators, the boys, everybody was involved when they took his kid and hung him. And now we want our kids safe. We want our kids safe and protected. Give them back to the Lord safe. He said, like you gave me mine, I give you yours. When I got mine from y'all, it was dead. I gave it to you living and you killed it. Now you want your kids to go to school and want your kids to be safe. You want to pass laws now saying they need to give. He said he ain't going to believe it. I had a law where my son shouldn't have died. What law Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, Trump, what law you gonna implement to protect your kid when his kid came up dead? Nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that. Let's talk about George Floyd. Who he called on? You ain't gonna believe it. Yahushua was calling on his daddy. This other boy they killed in Miami, who he was in Memphis, who was he calling on? They stoned Stephen, he was calling on Yahuwah. You know, they said, man, that's a tragedy. We all agree, don't we? This man sitting here, they ain't have no, the man was sitting here crying at mom, they just still let him die. This man was crying at his dad, they let him die. You know what he said? My people don't even consider. Nobody consider about his kid. They still, say his name. Say her name, Breonna Taylor. Why am I talking about Yahushua? Say his name. They don't want to say his name. They will remember, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, whole list of, I got all of them, Eric Garner, all of them right here. He said, what about my son's name? My son's name wasn't on that list. They forgot to put his son's name on the list. Top of the list. Top of the list. He was kidnapped. He was brutally murdered, slain, raped, stripped naked. That's how they had their body, stripped naked. Nobody want to talk about that. They don't talk about Breonna Taylor. Oh, they shot her in the bed, she was in the bed naked. What was she doing, fornicating? You ain't gonna believe it. He wasn't doing none of the above. Nobody want to talk about that, though. Nobody want to talk about the crimes. Nobody want to talk about the crimes of none of these people. George Floyd, he was high. You ain't gonna believe it. Yahushua was sober. I'm not belittling their death. I'm just trying to get over this passion and march and tout we got, but nobody got it for Yahushua. All the man want to know, what about my kids? The man got a whole seat of people that came through the fire. I'm dead. There's a donut. Nobody talk about nothing. Nobody bring it up. You that loser. Every time I think about it, I just want to go kill white people. Every time I think about it. Why would you think about it? Why you don't want to kill sinners? Let me tell you why. It's called, repeat that to me, point at yourself, I am a hypocrite. That's all. They got me too. They tell the truth. Because they think about, man, I see them crackers. Every time I think my blood be bothered, I see a sinner don't even bother me. People got to grow. People got to change. All the man looking at, well, all this kill for my kid. What the marching at for mine? He ain't even tell the kid about why you don't just live right. So get what he got to do. We need to get our baby. Our babies need to come home dead. They need to get in bad. They do. Our kids need to be running for their life. You ain't going to believe it. They had 20-some kids got shot at a party. Y'all seen that? You ain't going to believe it. Yahushua got killed right at a muad. He got killed at a party. Nobody talk about that, though. We ain't going to talk about him getting killed at the party. We're not going to talk about him getting killed at the party. We're going to talk about just other kids. He was black, too. What about that black kid? Who we going to blame, the cracker? Or we going to blame them niggas that gave him over? See, he just let them know. He let them know, you ain't fair. All he said, you just need to be fair. Like he said, where your judgment at? What's the judgment? Who should be all right? He said, who should be all right? Breonna Taylor and George Floyd will, too. And Eric Garner. And Kathy Johnson, too. They got to be all right. If he all right, if we're okay with him getting killed, we got to be okay with the rest of them, too, can't we? Niggas still worship Biggie, Small, and Tupac. And Aliyah in heaven. 3 giant embarrassments. Tupac got them flimsy gay pictures. They don't want to talk about it. Them flimsy gay pictures make no sense. Take no picture, no nigga laying on your chest. Straight homosexual. Big Small talking about putting another man's penis in his mouth because the daughter's so fine. And Lil fornicate, the married R. Kelly. Then you have him fornicating with Suge Knight if it ain't adultery he been married. And all 3 of them in heaven. And then Sadie, she up there teaching angels how to love. But I know Yahushua got to feel so out of place up there. And think about he bumping and Pop said, don't push me. I ain't a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Don't push. Can you imagine Pop trying to hit you in there, right? All this food that going on, and then you got Fat Boy up here singing Juicy. Aliyah want to know if she too young, just let her know. And she must be like, just let me know if I'm too young. There's a lot going on. And Sadie around there getting angel. Get them, take their arm, take your arm, wrap it around them. See, that's love. Them songs nice when folks sing them. They come out singing, but you gotta look at, you gotta stop a lie in this track. Folks want to believe a lie. That's why we're in bad shape now. That's why when we go back, we look at the tour and we look at what the man actually mandated. It makes a difference on what we've been doing. That's how we got to change how we operate. Come on. Verse 7.
Yes, sir.
I know they're slower than what y'all want to hear, but we need to get it.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what they want me to do.
Keep far from a false charge. And do not kill the innocent or the Sadiq, for I shall not Sadak the guilty.
I'm not going to justify the guilty. See, all they were teaching them what to do with Yahushua. Stay away from it. See what you're supposed to do? You should not take a home. That's already the next verse. I'm sorry. Keep, what's the distance?
Far.
From what?
False
You ain't
charge.
had no business around it. That teacher already distance yourself from people. I already teach you how to do it. That's part of being Kodash. When you hear something about what you supposed to do with it, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't going to be right there. Let me ask you. I ain't even in it. I'm nowhere around. They teach you right. See, they'll get you. I'm just standing there. Whole matter going for you dead up in the middle of it. Am I still guilty even though I don't say nothing? Huh? Wow. See, that gets you. See that he let you know, son. And do not kill the innocent or the Sadak, for I will not justify the guilt. That's why he coming back. He gonna get these people. See, one way or the other, you're gonna be a partaker of this man's death. Either from the benefit that he gonna get you, that you get the Yeshua, the salvation, or either you gonna get the guilty part, because somebody got to pay for this man's death. Somebody got to pay for the man's death. And just like in Alahym, you don't believe it, there's no statute of limitation on murder. It don't matter about, well, I was younger then, I changed, I became a preacher, I go to church, I'm a deacon, I sing in the choir, I work with a non-profit organization where we help kids now, and I killed a kid back when I was 12. They said, okay, you're still under arrest, because you're still going to be charged for that murder. That's the same thing you got to look at now. So you can think time ain't a factor. It's a factor. The only way to get here is that the man vindicates you. That's it. That's why we got to make sure what we're doing. And guess what? Just like he told you that he can't sit here and go along with some Rocha, you think he going to be able to vindicate me? I'm still around here lying and still stealing and still doing stuff wrong. He going to vindicate me? That'll make him a violator of the same thing he came. YashaYahu said, if I build again the things I tear down, he said I make myself a transgressor. So get what he going to do with you? You guilty. He going to keep far from you. He got to keep far. He said, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's what he tried to tell you when they come down to Abraham. When the rich man want to know if Lazarus could come down and cool his tongue. What did he tell him? A great what? Because he had to keep far away from him. He said, keep far away from him. When he came from Mizraim, the Red Sea put a great distance between them. Kept a great distance between them. That's what he's trying to show. He's trying to tell you, when it comes down to matters and different things in people, you got to keep yourself away from them. I know a lot of times that hurt y'all feelings because y'all got so much love for these people. That go on for us, though. They were teaching us with one another. You know what you're supposed to do with other people out here. Come on. Verse 8. I'm trying to get y'all finished. Maybe Shabbat will finish. If you who will see fit. What do you want to do?
You shall not take a bribe,
Tell them why.
for a bribe blinds the clear-sighted and subverts the cause of the Sadak.
Y'all see what happened? Hands. Come on, what you got for me? Balaam. Tell them what Balaam, tell them what the bribe did to him. Okay, I just care where you was at. What you got? Malak Shaul? Who? Yeah, I said Shaul. Shaul. No, you all right. I know. Shaul. And he took a bribe. How much was it? I'm just cutting out my memory slightly. What was the amount? When Yahudah told him to kill everybody. Not to spare, I help he's not to spare the young, the old, anything, and all the animals. And what he, how much, what he gave him? How much it was? No, I was trying to figure that. I don't remember. How much? He what? Oh, that's how I went on. That's how I went on. You were wrong. I was waiting on the cone. He said, I'm wrong. That's what I was waiting on. That's the right answer. I'm wrong. I got several hands up. Who hand was up first? Hold on. I got somebody don't really answer stuff too much. Dwayne. I'm just curious where you at. What you got, Dwayne? Shakur? Oh, okay. Who else we got? He pointing at you, right? Drive? You ain't had no answer. Why your hand up? I'm doing it. That man said, he said, no, I'm like, okay, well, I'm like this then. You here, I'm here. All right, who Bashik and Dwight, not Bashik and Rodden Bishop. Yes, sir. Where y'all fight at? Okay, that man said we don't fight amongst. Well, I'm trying to figure where y'all. All right, well, what's y'all answer? What answer would y'all gonna have? 30 pieces of silver. No, it is. That's actually the answer. I just moved on from it. I just want to know where everybody else was at. Hold on, y'all didn't have no answer now to say y'all got an answer. I am so confused right now. Which one is it? Them guys said, oh no, we don't fight among each other. I said, that's the right answer. Pow, there we go. But no, that's it, because he did. He took a bribe. When you look at that, because they paid him in order to get him over there. So, you know, he took the money. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be a part of it. And see, again, had that not come along, there'd been no reason to actually condemn him for it. Like, we'll condemn people because, in my eyes, you're wrong. See, for us, our eyes have to see this. And he told you why. See, because that gift, it'll blind you. And then your clear sight. Now, he can use Balaam on the clear sight on that part because he couldn't see when the Malak was in the way. But I like Yahudah for taking a bribe because he actually took it in order to give him over. Got it? Come on.
You shall not oppress a stranger, since you know the nafash of a stranger. For you also were strangers in the Arats of Mizraim.
So he's trying to tell you that kind of like we have a Rosh Kohan that can, what was that again he could do? So when he told you about a stranger, because you also was a stranger, what was he trying to tell you? Just like him, how about you can feel the infirmities? You can relate. You've been a stranger. What happened to you when you went in Mizraim as a stranger? Guess what? Anybody we're going to put to do all that work, let them do it. They ain't one of us anyway. So he let us know when people, that's how we know people say, well, everybody had slaves. They ain't lying. We all had bondmen. But guess what? He told us we weren't supposed to oppress them, though. That's right. That's why we went through such a great oppression. So who going to know better about how to treat one? That's right. We like, that don't make sense. That's why I don't have no problem. If they find a black man out here, he got slaves, he went, get that nigga triple whatever you gonna get white folk. If anybody know better, it's us. Yeah. Everybody know what it like to beat, rape, stomp somebody out, mistreat them. It's us. It don't make sense for us to do it to nobody. Unfortunately, though, we bad with it, though, on other ends. We don't get the ownership part. That's on call we broke. They won't let us get them, but we'll definitely get them and mistreat them. Or we'll be the worst of them to do it. Unfortunately, we shouldn't be. I mean, yeah, we shouldn't be, but fortunately, unfortunately, we're not where we need to be, okay? For you also were strangers in the land of Mizraim, so he brought back some of your recollection. Come on.
You shall sow your arats for 6 shanim and gather in its yield.
See that? And gather when it's in, when it's ready. What happened?
But on the 7th Shana, you shall let it rest and lie fallow, so that the needy of your arm may eat, and whatever they leave, the beast of the field may eat. So you shall do to your vineyard and to your olive grove.
So that's something that we know we were growing before, which we went over that before. It's just good to know that the same thing we know as well. So our 7-year rest, then the 7th Shana year rest is similar to what we did for our shabbats. We just didn't do nothing. Say what everybody got to eat. Just like those people, they can come in and eat. They can come in and tell you the fallow is your untilled ground. You ain't supposed to till it. Don't even break it up. Just leave it alone. Let it do what it do. Let the beast of the rock. See, if everybody followed the protocol he said, we wouldn't have a food shortage. See, they problem now, why they have a food shortage and why food hurt now? Because it's just like a woman. You can't make no woman have no baby no every year. Danny did it for 19 years and stopped. He realized 1 year Sandy got a rest. thought y'all was serious about trying to go to shaman. I got nothing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking. Still wait on our little visitor to come. So all right, you should need it. So he wants so that the needy of your arm may eat, and whatever you eat, the beast of the field may eat. So you shall do to your vineyards and to your olive groves. Okay. My time running. Come on. Tell them what.
6 Yamim you shall do your work, but on the 7th Yom you shall cease, so that your bakar and your chamor may rest, and the bin of your female handmaid and your stranger may be refreshed.
You see that? Let them see. Everybody get a rest from it. You see that? And you know how to look at this. 6 Yamim you shall do your work, but on the what is it gonna be? Shabai, the Shabai Yom, which is the 7th day, you shall cease, so that who? Your ox, your chamor may rest, and your bin and your female handmaiden and your strangers may be. You know who you're simulating? Who? Yes, Yahudah. Because he read that's why he gave it to us. To the females, to the males, and to the benin. All us the rest. He gave it to us. All these things we learn how to do. You see that? Just like him. He put, you gotta remember, our name was YashaYahu. That means he rules as Alahym. So Alahym rests on Shabbat. Guess what he do? All of his rest. Guess what he say? If you're supposed to be like me, then of course you're doing the same thing. So they can be refreshed. Unfortunately, we stay so wind up going because we feel like it takes everything we're doing to make it. And that's possibly the probability of why we're so far behind. Because all you really do is get yourself going more and more until you just really run till you blow a fuse. Let's be honest, the Shabbat don't even give us the rest we need because we're so overwhelmed and burned into doing, to have, to go, and we done went after everything we done seen to oppress us with. And now we see where it's gotten us. It has really burned us out to where family time, little stuff, sitting down, eating together, sitting down, maybe watching TV together. Just the time there. When I grew up, earlier, we watched TV together. We watched TV, and that TV didn't hear it, be like, all right, TV cut off. That's it. Wasn't no TV in your room. It was in that room. You sat there. We all watched. I mean, you had to watch together. It was on one TV. Only time they left the TV to us was on Saturday for the cartoon. Or we got home from school. They was at work. Then you can watch the Adams Family, Herman the Monster. Then the show was on. You had to watch them. They get down. They get home. It come up 6 o'clock. Here we get it. News. Out of that, Henry Grady might want to watch him and shoot him up. He said, how to say a shoot him up. He got him to need to say a shoot him up. But I'd be so pissed with him on Saturday, man, him watching that stuff. But now I hate everybody on Bonanza. I hate the horses. I hate Lil Joe so bad. That little whining nigga, I hate that nigga. I hated him all the way to Little House on the Prairie. I hate that nigga with all my heart. Him and Big Joe, stupid looking son. I hate them jokers. Cause I had to sit there and watch them. I hated them jokers with all my heart. Then after they got, you had to watch Lauren Green come on now. He had to do Mutual Omaha Sprung, Wild Country. What it was called? Wild Kingdom. That's how now all of a sudden I love animals. I hated that junk. We go from one bad episode to another one. This man just went off. He must have went through the room during the commercial. Cause he'll get it, he take off his cowboy clothes, the kid gone, and he's sitting on the desk. And he gonna tell you about Wild Country. What's the name of it again? Wild Kingdom. You said, how did man do that? I said, that's fast. I said, they must have a door in there. And he walked through the other door and changed his clothes, and now he's sitting on the desk. The man just walked out there doing the cowboy shoot him up. So anyway, I hated them joke a long time. A lot of folks I hated on TV. I hated Gunsmoke. I hated all them Fester. Hate all of them. Rifleman. I hate him. First of all, he ain't own a pistol. Why you keep walking with this shotgun? Why folks keep letting you get this shot? Your name Rifleman. I'm not letting you get a long gun. Not your name Rifleman. I'm not letting you get that gun. I don't get some of these movies just start long range. How I don't know the man? Only thing covered up is some black around your eyes. So I don't know a raccoon, if you take that off, it's a possum. Some stuff just throws me. I'm like, how you don't know? I want the mad about they never showed you his face. That junk really made me mad. I want to know who the Lone Ranger. Who was that? You been on the show all that time. Why somebody just walk up and pull the dumb mask off? Put it down right quick. Just see who he is. He showed you to be clean. I wanted that horse so bad. How many of y'all wanted a horse named Silver? Don't worry about it. Only folk want to be saved. You, 3 of us. We full now. Man, we full up quick. Too late now. That was a pretty little white horse. Y'all remember that horse? Yes, sir. Tonto horse was all right, but I think Tonto you to smell. I ain't never see that engine take no bath. Tonto you to look stink. He had a little something about him. That's just between us, though. If you're saying, you can tell him somebody else said it. 6 days, so you learn how to do this? All right, come on, next verse, I can get y'all finished. And get your money out your pocket. Yahudah with him, we're going to go back through the Turah. We're gonna go back through this. Let's make sure we ain't got no violation. We ain't going to run through. We want to make sure we got it. Listen, now concerning everything
which I have said to you, be on your guard.
we taught, and
Do not mention the Shem of other Alahym, mighty ones, nor let them be Shama from your paw.
we don't give no praise, no homage to none of these gods. And we're going to make sure we're going to start being mindful of that. I use Jesus, I talk to him about, I make fun and let these folks know these folks are jokes. Same way when you look at when all Yahu came along and he told them concerning Bill, he made fun of them on a maybe sleep, maybe a joke. These people are jokes to us. These people mentioned, these people were having conversation about going and serving them. They were going to seek these other Alahym. So with him, he looked at, I don't want you talking. You know what time when student people hear something, they get more inquisitive about it. They want to get more in there. What that is? What that is? Remember like on Life when they were down there, he heard that thing talking, that joker leg hurt. He said, what that is, Ray? What that thing? Because soon we hear we want to go, everybody, jangling. Everybody mind went straight to the boom boom room. It's a movie, comedy, but I'm just getting you to see why a lot is why he gave. Like us, we know Jesus. We done already used Jesus. We done been through him, we done tried him and been failed by him. But a lot of when these people heard, these people went to seek after these gods. They were seeking these other Alahym. That's why he let them know, don't make no mention of them. Don't let them be heard among you. Because he was trying to keep, like they said, out of sight. That's what you're trying to do, but you see, they still found their way. Come on. 14.
3 times in a Shana you shall celebrate a muad to me.
So we look at this before we start learning about keeping up with the Yarick and different things, and we got other one that came in, which gonna make this gonna come along now. They're gonna condemn us for keeping any other time we got, and that's only be because it would make no sense to told you about keeping no before Pesach, Purim, not when they hadn't gone into captivity yet and hadn't got into the situation. So you got somebody remember that say this is all they're gonna keep, and that's where you hear that. But he let them know that they were supposed to have a muad to him 3 times in a Shana. Some of them come here, they look half dead. Some of y'all look half dead. I say, look half dead, just go ahead and leave. Don't even worry about coming. Because we're looking at keeping a muad. That's a celebrate. See, celebrate, that's Yahudah name. That's what Yahudah means, celebrate. That's why we have our concert, we do things, we're going to do it. That is, y'all look terrible. A lot of y'all look terrible, just stand, look stupid. That ain't important. That man, listen, 3 times in a year you shall celebrate a muad. Ain't just keep. They told you supposed to celebrate. That's Yahudah. That's why Yahudah there. We Yahudah. We kind of say y'all. I want stuff to be about. It ain't about you, nigga. It's about him. He said you celebrate this to me. I want me a chocolate cake. I don't. Man, I'd have got vanilla. Well, when yours come, you get a vanilla one. Come here, talking about what you like. It ain't for you. It's for him. He said you celebrate this to me. So now you want to look at what you do to him. Come on.
You shall observe the muad of Masut Lakam.
Unleavened bread, they call it.
For 7 yamim you shall eat Masut Lakam, as I'll mar you at the appointed time in the Yarick Abib, for in it you came from Mizraim, and none shall appear before me empty-handed.
See, I tell them that, some of them come, they be empty anyway. They come, they don't have nothing for them. You got someone that'll come to do, he told none. He said, I don't make no sense. Why would you come before me empty? You already know when the time to feed. They look stupid. A lot of stuff do just look stupid. Why did that man tell you that 3? He said, you tell me in a whole year you ain't had nothing for me? Dog, you ain't gonna believe it. You finna be the one bargaining. That man said, you ain't got no, he said, you don't appear before me empty. That make common sense. He said, you come appear me, you supposed to have something. You don't have to do that. What you do that every year? I mean, every month, every week? He said 3 times in a year. He said nobody got no business if you ain't got nothing. That's stupid. You pay bills, you pay everything you do. He said, how you pay me you don't have nothing? He said, you don't want to talk about that, do you? Don't worry about it, it's just Qatar. As I amarred you, command. What did he put for command? Of him? Sidyut? Oh, that's for the appointed time. All right, come on. At the appointed time in the Yari Abib, which is the ear, Abib is for green ears. For in it you came from Mizraim, and none shall appear before me empty-handed. But y'all do it anyway. Come on.
And the muad of Ukak Shabur, of the first pari of your labors.
See that? When they come up. So you come in green ears, and we come back in and make sure on that 50th day, give enough time for those ears to be ready ripe to eat. So because it's saying the green ears, but you're just looking at the wheat, and these white folk done touch, and all of a sudden you're out here growing corn like you are done engine. That's how they got us off. You hear ears, you hear corn, you hear other stuff. They just throw you out. And purposely, they give it to you. They look like the pilgrim them celebrating. Them in the ending with a turkey. Doing a done turkey. Stop it. Come on.
Of the first pari of your labors, which you sow in the field, and the muad of Sukkah at the end of the Shana, when you gather your labor from the field.
Now, when these folk believe the year over, because that's the last time that you can gather them in. That's when we look at when Yahudah coming back in. See, all these determine off the Yared. That's how we keep up with it. It determines the time and the season. That's what we use it for, so how we know seasons and time. With the Shamash, with the Yared, it gives our seasons and our times. So they let us know. He said in that gathering, that's the end of the year. So guess what else they were learning? Got a hand. Go ahead. Limited time to get the work done. You gonna raise your hand now? What you got? This is the thing you gotta look at. Yahushua told you, I'm sorry, he said, other time, what did you tell him? That I should do what? Guess why? Because you yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahuwah as a thief, which is the end of the alarm. So now you start looking at how he told you. So how you gonna know this? A time and season. What do you use for time and season? He gave you 2 ways to do this, okay? That's Shamayim. He put something on the rocks too. So like you see in the earthquakes and volcanoes, when you see these pests and diseases, when you see these storms, then you should know, just like you know it's summertime. You knew summertime was coming before it got here, right? You should know the end of the road coming before it get here. Because I put all these ideas, I put all these fractions here so you'll pay attention, you'll know. Y'all got it? That's just being honest. See, that's how we learn in fractions. Fractions are not whole. See, when he comes, then everything gonna be whole. So it won't be no more fractions. That's all a fraction is, just not a whole number. Am I correct, man, people? That's how we know. We know in fractions. When they come, it'll be all whole. You'll have all whole numbers. Okay? So all this, what we use, it taught them something. They realized when they came in and said, I got to get everything in. That's it. Because they understood they had to get it in. After that, it's time to shut down and sit down and feast. When he come back here and he gather in what he going to get, he going to destroy the rest of this stuff. It's going to be time to sit down and eat. Some of them people might burn the old stuff. Just go and take it and burn it. Everything they took from what they gathered up, take that and burn it. It ain't used for nothing. You can't put it back in the ground, so you take it and you burn it. After that, they can go in, they can sit down and feast. That's what he's going to do. He's going to come in, he's going to gather those in, that's going to be ripe, that's going to be ready. The rest of them, he's going to burn them. Then he's going to sit down and eat. Hello? Okay. Won't be no need to go back to labor. Just like when we get through, once a person get down and sit down so called, they're not worried about labor. They eat. They just gonna keep resting. It's the time, it's season for rest now. That's what he's looking to come back and do. We getting ready to get that dispensation where we just gonna rest. But that's why you need to pay attention. This taught them so they learn. They learn about their appearance. They learn how things were happening, what to look for. These were signs that they had right here on the rock. Just like they had ox in the shaman, they had ox right here too. Hello? When they saw those green ears and they got ready to put the sickle to it, what are they supposed to do? Start counting. Start counting. Same thing, you watch all this stuff happen. You should have been counting. We end up on the prayer. The man told you, he said hitting the fire desire. What was it again? So why wouldn't you be counting? How do you get the U Alah Shamuth? You start counting. So you done told you that my nefesh desire the first ripe fruit, right? So he's talking about U Alah Shamuth. He's talking about the first fruit. So it means he's counting. Okay. Okay. The man count. You need to be counting. Your time, your day is numbered. Everybody, your day number. We're taking this change, we're taking this turn because it's time for us to go back and look back over a lot of stuff just to make sure that we haven't been in violation. If we've been in violation, guess what we're going to do? We're going to stay in violation. Don't make sense to pray to say if we're doing something wrong, let us see it because the goal is to stop doing it. And you can't stop doing something you don't know is even wrong. So now we get an opportunity to come back and do some correcting. If you've been doing it right, guess what? Continue. Continue. Y'all got it? Come on, try to get one more and get y'all out here.
We had 17.
Still 17? Wow. Okay.
3 times in a Shana, all your males shall appear before the Pani of the Adon Yahuwah.
Uh-oh. Y'all see that? 3 times in a year, all your male were to appear before the Pani of Yahuwah, before the face of Yahuwah, the presence of Yahuwah. If you look in the book of EU, he would tell you in the 2nd chapter that there was a day, a yom, when the Benin of Yahuwah all appeared before him. See, these appearances that we make here is because we're trying to come somewhere where he put his Shem. We're trying to come to somewhere where his presence at, and we're trying to make sure that we're walking in a certain fashion to acknowledge what he set before us, that he'll acknowledge us. That's the way he'll acknowledge you, is that you acknowledge what he set before you and keeping it. And keeping it in his times. That means you're keeping up with it. See, he don't need people just show us, well, you know what, I missed it then, but I'm just going to go and do it now. I really that you didn't do that. Because he wants us to make sure we keep it when it's supposed to be. Like a lot of people call, ask, when is the cut, when is Pasal? I mean, let's see, the 14th day of evening, which is the middle of the yard. So all you had to do is go outside and look at that shemash up, to go out there and look at that yard, that moon up there and see, man, this thing, I don't see but half of it. Then you already know you done missed it. Well, because it's getting ready to go out or it's getting ready to come in, but you ain't got no business taking it on no half. It's got to be complete full, which means you will be watching, not because of science we can keep up a bit here, but typically for them, they'd have been watching. See, Daoud said he watched for him more than they watched for the morning. He said, I'm looking for you more than them that watching for the morning. That's what he was watching for. He said, I'm looking for you. Other people waiting on the shemash to come up. He said, I'm looking for you. Y'all got it? So these are things that we're trying to make sure that we kind of set ourselves back up to do better. We're going to meet all of, we're just going to do it. We're going to do a big correction. We're just going to go through, we're going to start looking at this Turah a little different. Let's go back through it. Let's just make sure we're in violations. Make sure we get some better understanding of some things. So he can get the shakar that we look at, worship and pray, it's adoring him. To adore, can I see what adore means before we go? Everybody money, they got everybody money, they put money up there. Put this, bring me back 5. Put these up there. Put one there, bring me back 5, please. So all these things, we just want to make sure we clear on, and we want to make sure we don't just want to recite words, whether they're Aubrey words or English words, and not understand what he's asking for. That shakar is to adore him. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy out here in love, they be like, man, you just adore her to death. Like you drink her back. Boy, I didn't know what was going on. I don't know what made you do that. You like to got that whole boy throw back there. Look at that. Love and respect someone deeply. Now, let's just be truthful. We don't do that with him. Love and respect someone deeply. Worship. You know, people get a favorite, like years ago when I was a kid, people had their favorite star singer. They bought a poster. You got the poster, you got the shirt, You bought fan stuff to them, and you would put them while, you know what I'm saying? People wear it, they'd be like, they'll try to might buy something that dress look like. You be like, you just worse. You think they the best in the world. You think that, he said, I want that. He said, give me that. I want that admiration. I want that respect. I want that affection that you have for them. Like, if I seen them, that would be like the biggest thing in my life. He said, wow, I'm coming back and I'm a peer. That should be the biggest thing in your life. And we failed on that because we never looked at it that way. That's why things hadn't worked out for us in the way they should, because we say we love him, but do we actually have a deep admiration, respect for him? A deep, passionate care for him, that he's our everything. It be people that, man, them folks scream, holler, cry, stomp, pass out for him. You're like, are you serious? They be like, I really love them like that. You're like, that's crazy. You'll have fans like that for sports. They'll wear the clothes, everything. I mean, you can't say nothing about it. It be people, listen, you can't say nothing about around me. You know, y'all know people like that. It just, I don't even feel like I don't feel like getting into it with them, so I just don't even discuss it. All right, like, I want to call that name like it was Justin Steph Curry. Let me get watched out. It's some people like, they be like, you can't talk. This man will get out the phone. He said, let me tell you something, man. Y'all guys want to talk basketball? You and your boys do it, okay? I'm done. I'm beyond that. If he come in, he said, hold on. You know what? That's my fault. How did I let y'all guys put in this conversation? I don't have these conversations with y'all guys. He'll tell you, he said, when I had that conversation, he'll put on me, so I'm not talking with y'all guys. That's it. This man put me in a thread to take me out of a thread. I said, I went in the thread. He said, oh, I put you in it. And I took you right out when you opened your mouth on Steph Curry. I said, I was so confused. I was in a thread? He said, I put you in it. I said, I'm still in it. He said, not no more. They said, not no more, he put you out. You open your mouth against Steph Curry, he said, you out of that thread. And he told the rest of them, he said, if any of y'all open y'all mouth, you out of this thread. I'm still trying to figure out how I got in it. That's scary. I don't know how I got it, and the man threw me out of it and put me back. Let me know. Open your mouth against him, you're out of it. So now you got to serve with fear. So, I appreciate it. But our goal, and what we'll be doing for those that follow and watch along, who are willing, we want to try to go back through the tour and we're going to look at it. I know some of y'all are running ahead of me. I'm going to go and run ahead and check out and get it. Or her pastor in front of them. Take your time, let's walk together. That's all. We're just going to walk through this together. And just all I want to do on behalf, and I appreciate Mr. Yahudah, I just want us to go back over things and not take nothing for granted. That's all. We just don't want to take nothing for granted, assume something. We want to make sure we know. That's how you get it right. Y'all think about it. Y'all know how many groups out here? There's either Hebrew Israelite, YashaYahu, Israelites, Yehudi, Yeshudi, whatever they want to call themselves. And everybody pretty much believes something different. So it's just better go through here and let's look, because everybody doing something. Let's just make sure we're doing it right. Y'all got, that's on the go. Let's just make sure we're doing it right. That's all I want to do. Make sure we're doing it right. Y'all got time. You got a lot in there. Let's just make sure we get it right. No make sense to do it and then be wrong, okay? That's two.